I also need to worry about the stone, just for reference. Let's keep this disconnected for now because I have to worry about the stone as well as everything else. That'll be part of the broader logistics work. Let's try to get all of the buildings placed. Oh hey, how the hell am I going to set up 75 solid separators so that it's not like infinity amount of space above? That would be ideal. Not using infinity space. Here, get rid of some of these trees. How tall do I want it? That's going to be the question of the day. We can go wide. I don't care about wide. I care about tall though. Just, a suggestion. Maybe make this a little bit faster of a recipe. Just maybe make the recipe a little bit faster. 75 is a little bit much. It's 1-to-1 with the ore in. I mean, that's a ratio. Yes, and speed up the tall oil into light oil recipe. Tall oil separation is the name of that recipe. This tall oil separation. Since, Planedon is technically here right now. Yes, Planedon is here right now. Yet again, for the however many times I've mentioned this over time, over the length of period of time, even back in the Off the Rails series, I talked about this. This is too slow. Much too slow. Yes, but is he going to do it? He hasn't thus far. I'm just going to keep pointing it out until he finally fixes it. This is a factor of 10 too slow. Like, a factor of 10 too slow. At least. At minimum. This is converting one tall oil into one aromatics, net plus 1. So it's like, divide all these by 10, because this takes 10 seconds in the fluid separator. This takes 10 seconds. So it's 1 and 2 into 3, 2, 1. This is 1 and 2 into 3, 2, and 1. We're dealing with fluids. Like, if we're trying to convert 100 tall oil per second into light oil, we need 100 fluid separators. And when you're trying to deal with setups that are like full pipes or even half pipes, that's hundreds of fluid separators you would need to do that process of converting tall oil into light. It's beyond tedious. Anyway, moving on. So 75. Well, that's 5 sets of whatevers. We could do 5 sets. We could do lots. Yes, even beacon setups are huge. Gosh, 15 lines of this at 5? Five lines of 15 or 15 lines of 5? Or 3 lines of 25. Yes, that's true as well. The issue here is I'm trying to not have this be obscenely tall. I'm trying to not have it something that's obscenely tall, because ideally I would like to, you know, just do that at some point. I would like to do that at some point. Well, I mean, over here with the Ulrich pens, yeah, just just because I don't plan on doing I I don't plan on scaling this in this manner. The scaling on the Ulrich is going to come with additional recipes, probably in separate builds elsewhere. Like, once I get access to better recipes for the Ulrich, I'm probably not even going to be modifying this so much as building something completely separate. That's completely separate. Maybe I'll demolish this whole thing once I do set up something that is separate and better. But this basic structure won't change with time. The the way that that the Pyra ores is structured is that additional processes get added on later. The initial processes don't change. You still have to do the initial processes. You just add more, you tack more onto the end. So if I want to scale this without adding more to the end, I have to add more of this, and I'd rather have a build that I can scale this way. Just do another copy above, which means I need to concern myself with how tall the build is. So something like this copper, I'm stuck with how tall this is right here. So it has to be copied and pasted all the way up here with all of this space here lost. I've lost all of this space here because of how tall these are. Did I? Oh, those are those thingies. Here it's by how tall these thingies are. So I could copy this and paste it here. Not like I have to. I mean, here, it doesn't really matter how I built this because, well, I'm not going to be mining anymore here. But on, like, the copper, also, the iron is going to get replaced completely because the thing with the iron processing is we haven't even really started real Pyra ores processing yet on the iron. Like, we haven't even really started this process yet. And it's a massive amount of buildings here for trying to do something as neat as this. So iron inherently is going to be different. Although the way I'm scaling, I could probably, yeah, that we're building up in this in the iron processing setup. So after processed iron, subsequent steps will actually be built this way. Interesting. Very interesting. So I think I'm going to keep it at 5, and we'll do 15 sets of 5. It's going to be glorious. Also, I did not build this properly. Of course I didn't. It is one tile off. I'm pretty sure I was, like, cut that, please. And what this means is that it will be a lot easier to have all of the logistics set up for this. Oh, why did I do this way? Oops. There we go. Be consistent. That is the key. Be consistent. I do not have enough power poles. Oops. Let's make sure that I get the proper thingy. This is making the actual chromite sand from G3. Oh! Oh. You know what? I actually don't have to worry about how tall this is, because once I do G4, I have to demolish the entire thing here anyway. Because chromium. Because chromium. I have to demolish this anyway and replace this with actually making the G4 in this spot, and it gets moved after the G4 once I do the G4. Yeah, so that is actually going to change on this. So this doesn't matter how tall it is, because I'm not going to be copying over this G3 only setup anyway. So I could do 3 lines of 25. If I really wanted to, I could make this real tall. Should we do real tall, or should we just stick with it looking neater by doing the 15 sets? We'll go tall. Screw it. We'll go tall on this. Is that even going to be correct? No. That should work. Why am I always not getting quite enough belt? So that's 10. Yes, I caught that. I saw it before, like, as you were mentioning it. I saw it. That's 25, and on each side. And that is the halfway mark for the stream today. That means it is time to take a break. What is this even? What is this even? This is 50 of our 75. I need one more. Is it vanilla? I mean, it's vanilla pie. It's vanilla Pyanodon. Oh, the puddles of water, that's alien biomes. That's alien biomes being alien biomes. Don't mind alien biomes. It's doing its thing. I've totally got water turned off, so we're not going to get any lakes, but we are going to get pools of shallow water on occasion from alien biomes. And the shallow water, I can actually put offshore pumps on the shallow water. Just for reference, the shallow water is a source that you can use for pumps, and you can walk through it, but you can't build on it. So it's water, but it's also, you can walk over it. And so can biters. They can walk over it. It's somewhat convenient, except for when you're actually trying to build and it's in the way. So, yeah. So much for not having lakes when you have swampland with shallow water around it. All of this stuff is random tiles of water with alien biomes. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, it is time to take a break. I will be back in a few minutes. And I have returned. Welcome back. So, Immortal was like, what did I miss in the last 10 minutes? Just me realizing that, oh hey, this step here for the Chromite sand is going to be completely changed. It's going to go away. It will die when I go up to the whatever it was, the G4 Chromite processing and beyond. Because this is just, it's 75 for G3. It's not going to be 75 for G4. So, yeah, you didn't miss much. It's just me being a bit of a moron and not realizing, oh hey, this step is not going to exist going forward, so it doesn't matter how tall it is for the moment, because I'm not going to be scaling. I'm not going to be scaling this before upgrading it to something else entirely. So yeah, there's that. He was busy doing secret stuff. Secrets! Glorious secrets. Anyway, let's grab more of the everything, because I'm out of the everything. Yes, that sounds like a plan. We need more of the everything. So, how many trips back has it have I destroyed that? But between that and the one next to it, the drill head recipe does make 3 instead of 4, but there are far more drill head recipes now. There are now more drill head recipes that are available if I do this. See? If I do a tech reset, we now have a lot more drill head recipes. So while the normal quote-unquote recipe now only produces 3 drill heads, there are new recipes that have higher outputs. Granted, to get the 4, you now have to spend aluminium instead of iron for the same amount of steel and chromium. That's fine. I actually like that. Aluminium had a very, very, very low rate of usage to begin with. So this is actually a really good change, because this actually gives you a reason to dump aluminium, gives you something to dump it into. What's also good is that the subsequent recipe here also uses the aluminium. It's replacing the chromium, which is fine, but it's replacing it with titanium, and titanium is relatively on the lowish side of usage anyway, so this one's fine. Something I would not consider doing, though, is spending stainless steel on drill heads. I would would not consider spending stainless steel on drill heads. Yes, more than one recipe for drill heads, and theoretically, you can now use drill heads on mega mines. You can now use regular drill heads on mega mines. Theoretically. So, yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing now. As far as I can tell, the mega mines no longer need the mega drill heads. They accept the category of fuel of drill heads. They accept they as far as I can tell, they should be able to accept both. Because that has been changed. The fuel that they accept has been changed. I looked at it in the code. It has been changed. For these mines. They also need neuroprocessors to make now, so that's another thing. Every single one now needs neuroprocessors. They should be able to accept both types of drill heads, regular and mega. That is what I'm trying to say, is they should be able to take both now. They now accept the fuel category of drill heads, which should include both types, the regular and the mega drill heads. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a point to mega drill heads at all, because that was the only thing that they were used for, were mega mines. So you still have purpose for making the mega drill heads. I still think that they're going to be the best option to use on your mega mines. But now you can use mega mines earlier and throw in standard drill heads. And what I'm here for right now is to pick up additional inserters and medium power poles. That is why I'm here. More of those, too, while I'm at it. And those, because I'm fairly certain I'm going to need a lot of those. Some of those, and those. Warehouses, yes, that would be ideal as well. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. We're getting that blue tech. Ooh, yeah, I need some of that while I'm here. Where are... those would be nice. Ooh, I only have one regenerative heat exchanger. Yeah, that's not going to be good. And oh, I apparently don't have any of my advanced foundries. I always want to make sure that I have pressure pumps, advanced foundries, and regenerative heat exchangers on me at all times, because there's always going to end up being a circumstance where I want to have hot air and then don't actually have the things to make the hot air on me, and that'll require a trip all the way back to the mall to grab those things. It's like, it's generally speaking, without fail, that will happen. Also, we now have 10 Tufra. As for the Bodos, I don't know. What do I need for the Navans again? Navans, where's that thingy for the... Huh? Oh, the Codex. Ah. Circuit 2s. That's Navin. It's a thingy. Yeah. That's what's limiting those. I cannot get flavonoids. I cannot get flavonoids. I cannot get coal. I cannot get coal from Nevins, but I cannot get flavonoids from Novins, which are involved in, well, things I can't do yet. So, eh. Whatever. By the way, has this been fleshed out yet? Hey! Yes! That it's added now. So yeah, before the release of Alien Life, I pointed out, hey, the immunosuppressants, yeah, it had nothing that used the immunosuppressants. Now we've got stuff that use the immunosuppressants. Apparently, also, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Pluripotent stem cells? And how does one get them? This is new to me. Pluripotent stem cells. Xenogenic cells. This other stuff. Seriously? Seriously? I say this because I actually know how much of a pain in the rear end the sugar is. The sugar chain is. Why do you have to spend bones to make sugar? Like, surely you could do just, a plant that outputs a syrup to... Anyway, we actually make sugar through the potatoes. That's what you do, is you're actually making sugar from potatoes. It's just a complex chain that you're doing. That is a process that exists in real life, by the way, sugar from potatoes, but it's not actually the way that we make sugar in general, like normal sugar. There is a way to do sugar from potato, but most of the sugar that we get is through cane sugar cane. I think that's what I always think of when I think of sugar, is cane sugar. I mean that. I mean, if you go down the chain, the sweet syrup, it is from the molasse, which is from tuffra. It's tuffra into molasse into sweet syrup into sugar, but it costs bones and it costs lime. And it costs bones and lime in that chain. It's just a chain of things that you have to do on the sugar. Now, what I'm interested in is this xenogenic cells. Okay. Organic printing. Oh, okay. So I see. All right. So the organic printing tech set is new, brand new. You end up making these stem cells that you can then use to make whatever you want without actually having to grow the creature itself. Yeah, bio scaffold and all that good stuff. Okay, so that's what the immunosuppressants are going to be used for. All right, let's. I think I've grabbed what I needed. Let's go back and start wrapping up our logistics work on this. Get the casting units down. Oh, hey, it built the thingy. Over to the left. It's a lot closer than I always think. Let's get all this done. All this placed. And we need one more line of 25, by the way, just so we're all clear on this. Once all the nanobots have done their thing. I mean, power poles are yellow. I still run into them. It's like the poles themselves, they are yellow. I just run into them constant. Oh. Really? Yep, of course it is. Of course it is. Hashtag one tile. Hashtag one tile. One tile off. That looks more like it. Alright, so it's this. And I'm going to do a tricky thing in that I'm going to do that. Please tell me I didn't just go on top of water again. Please tell me I just didn't go on top of water again. Okay, it looks like I didn't go on top of water again. It's just things in the way. Things always in the way. Okay. Trim that back. Trim that back. Trim that off. Okay. We're good. There's our 75. 75 glorious solid separators. Ah, joy. And I guess since that's going to change at some point, this will also change at some point, so I don't actually have to worry about this either. Outside of the fact that this is going to output more than a yellow belt, so... Huh. Maybe not 2 sets of 20. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I need to consider is I need 58.34 chromite sand. Is that this is producing 58.34? That's a little bit more than 1. That's a little bit more than 1.5 even. All right. Let's see. That's just under 4 yellow belts. So it's every... Let's see, it's... Gosh, every 5. So, as it turns out, having it every 10 like this, would have probably been better. Because I didn't take into account the, that. Alright, well, goodbye. I could finagle things to have multiple belts, but we're going to do this the better way, which yeah, if I do sets of, oh great, 9. What's yeah, that's not gonna work out, right? Belt throughput. All right, I guess we're gonna, yeah, we're gonna do this the original plan. The original plan was a better plan, as it turns out.